Good morning, Soul Family. It's a beautiful day, very hot in Southern California. And I've done some changing of the fish tank water. The water in my Merlin's tank, Merlin, my dragonfish, the water is yellow. And I was wondering if that had to do with, I had live plants that were in there, and because it's brackish water, it doesn't, it's not the same as, see, the live plants in my freshwater tank, you know, they grow well. But they started to die, and I'm wondering if it changed his water. And so I went to change the water quite a bit, and it was still yellow. You see, it doesn't look that bad from this end, but if you look at it down here, see? And look how big he is. He's like literally at least double, if not more, the size that he was. But I researched it. And if you're supposed to only take like a quarter of the tank and change it at a time, because there's a natural bacteria that's in the water. And I thought I was doing a really good job. I cleaned all of his gravel, cleaned everything out, and I took too much of the bacteria out of the water, which can cause the water to go yellow. So it said just remove, you know, a quarter of the tank. So I'm doing every day, I'm taking just like 25% out. And so the message is, when we are in an environment that is toxic, because that was toxic, the water was toxic, but it would harm him more for me to completely, if I were to completely take him out of that and put him straight into a completely new tank of water, it would stress him. It could kill him. So it's with us as well. Yes, we've been in a toxic environment and we want to get out of it, but it can be really hard on us leaving a toxic environment. We're used to that. Our body is used to that. Our mind is used to that. We have gotten accustomed to this situation that's actually not in our highest good. But if we're taken straight out from it, we have a very difficult time acclimatizing. Doesn't mean it's wrong to be taken out of the negative environment, or for us to choose to take ourselves out of the negative environment. But it's something that we have to think about, because it's not going to be easy for us. It's going to be hard. We're used to that. It's like, even if you've been in an abusive situation, you know, and you were to be pulled out of that abusive situation, you're so used to that, and you're taken somewhere else, you don't know what to do. You're completely taken out of the environment that you know. So it has to be done, and it has to be done gradually with ourselves. We have to give ourselves patience to adjust to a different way, and we have to be patient with ones who are adjusting. Even if they have come out of a toxic environment and they want something different in their life, it's hard for them. That's why yesterday, it's interesting, the fear of commitment came up in one of the cards, and I'm sitting here shuffling the cards for today's reading. Now that I say that, it'll probably go away. But that's what when I looked at my cards, I always shuffle them, but that's what I saw. The very first thing that popped up was fear of commitment. And that may be what's going on. There's a fear of commitment. It's not that they don't want it, but they're not used to it. And it's a change, and it's stressful. So there needs to be understanding. So relax, because look, the next message I'm looking at, let's go outside and take a look. It is quite hot, so I don't want to leave the door open. I'm not going to leave you, Liger. Just relax. It's really hot out here. But I looked outside and I just saw the party boats, you know, and you know what? They're not party boats, actually. They're personal watercraft. Okay, look, and here comes us, the white heron, moving across these emotional waters. So those are personal watercrafts, okay? They're not big party boats, and they're just chilling. They're just relaxing. So that's what you want to do, is you want to relax. You want to take it easy. Don't expect perfection from yourself or from others, and just kind of ease your way in. Like, oh, I wish I could have shown you. As I said those exact words, ease your way in, the white crane slowly came in for a landing on land. So he came in off of his emotional waters on land. Hi, chicken. You want to say hi? Hi, honey baby girl. It's my honey bear. It's my honey bear. Oh, honey bear. I got it. Remember I said about the pine cones in the other... Oh, you guys didn't watch it. If you didn't watch it, I had a reading from that I was speaking. It wasn't a reading. I was up in the giant sequoias, and I brought back all these different pine cones, and I was showing at the time, I've moved everything around, but I was showing the difference between the pine cones. This one represented my twin, and there was another, the family was the same size, right? But this wasn't here. He was different than them. And then there was a smaller one that looked just like the parents. That would have been the brother. And then there were the cousins. And the cousins were from honey fur. And they're taller and they're different. And so I just said that. So now I recognize who Lily represents. The spoiled, kind of used to everything, not feeling well, that wants your attention. It's a cousin. Okay, I got that message. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to work with these 4 items. I had other ones chosen and then they named themselves. So this one, my Mama Sherry gave me when I was in Wisconsin. When I lived in Wisconsin, I just got my first guitar. And you can see this little cat. She's got blue eyes. This is a, I used to collect these figurines, these cats. And this is a Beswick cat, Beswick pottery from England. So there's your little one playing your musical instrument, playing your, playing your tune, moving in harmony. The importance of music in your life, it is with me. And then here, this was my mother's. This is she used to have this sitting in a dish with all of these other animal totems, and they were representing the different zodiac, but Chinese zodiac. And my grandmother was a horse in the Chinese zodiac. So this is, and my grandmother is the one that I love so much and that I resonate so much with. So here you see this ivory, and it's not really ivory, it's French ivory, I'm pretty certain. I don't think my mom would have been okay with having ivory. So French ivory, it's quite old. And then we have this, and this little basket. I think I got this in Wisconsin, but it reminded me of my mom because everywhere, my mother loved little things like this, and she would go into antique stores, and every little shop that she would go into, every store, if it had a lid, she had to look inside, and my dad would say, she goes in and lifts up all the little lids and all the little packages and all the little things. So I thought this was the coolest thing because it's completely made of wire. And inside, it has feathers. And there's an intention in here. So it holds rose quartz, the greatest love stone of all. It holds a crystal. And it holds, I'm pretty sure that it's a red hawk feather. Let me look, because that's my messenger. It's down inside. I don't know if I'll be able to get it out. And why am I trying? Well, there's a reason, I think. I need to see if it is, I guess. Because if it's a different, yes, it is. So it's a red hawk feather. So this is the message. And remember, Spirit said to us, a message is coming. Keep an open heart and open mind. It may not be what you're thinking. And it may, I don't know. And see this basket, how it kind of leans to the side? It's woven very tightly. It's somewhere where you can keep something safe. There's all kinds of reasons Spirit had me choose. And then this is my DragonLighter. And I'm an Aries dragon. And I spoke this morning, I shared a video from a year ago, and I was wearing a Rastafarian hat and these stupid glasses that made me look like I was stoned, and I wasn't. This is such a cool lighter. I spoke about the dragons and how I know that I am a dragon, but I know that there's a dragon in my life, and I've actually seen my dragon in meditation. Dragons are spirit creatures. They are just like angels and just like fairies. And this is brass, and brass is very healing. And I always wanted to go get it, it filled to see if it actually, because I don't know that it works. Can't remember how, it's very tricky to open this thing. So it's very tricky. So there's reasons why I'm choosing these, and I'm sure they'll all come out in the readings. So you can do it with zodiac signs if you choose. So that would be fire. Well, you know what? I already said it differently, so hold on. Let me do it this way. Because I chose something, but my higher self said something else. So this would be fire, this would be water, this would be air, and this would be earth. Please remember that, because I have no clue after I start to talk. So I'll let you guys think about which you choose, and I'll start shuffling the cards, and I will timestamp this. I'm at a slower energy today, like those boats out there, because I dreamed a lot last night, and I was showing a lot of things happening, and lots of lucidity. And when I woke up, I was so sad. I felt this deep, deep sadness because of what I watched. I watched this one who had been away and who had to come and take their medicine, they walked back into their home, and it was no longer their home. Their brother had now had their home, and their best friend was living with the best friend. What used to be his best friend was now with his brother, and he was really, really sad. He didn't want to go in there and act like everything was okay. What used to be his was no longer his. It was sad, and I woke up with that deep, I feel it right now, the deep sadness. And then I watched and I needed to work through it, you know, because I knew that I was being shown something, but I wasn't certain, you know, was it now, what time frame was it that I was being shown? Oh, so interesting, because I just got a time frame card. Okay, so and then that video popped up from a year ago, and I watched it. It was a live feed, and the answers started to show me what was going on. I guess what I was watching was something that had happened a year ago. I was watching it in actual time. And it's funny, my twin used to say to me, you know, it's only a prophetic dream if it's happening now. Is it unfolding in front of you? Well, at the time, I couldn't see. I didn't have that person in front of me. I couldn't see that it was unfolding then. But I watched the video and today, the recording, and it was actually happening in that time period. So there wasn't reason for me to be sad now. That person was in that place then, and the reading literally started saying somebody is in a place right now, but they're about to come out of it and they're going to be okay. So it calmed me down. Our dreams are so amazing how they connect, you know, years later sometimes. I mean, mine are, I told you, I've seen things 4 years ahead of time, and it's very difficult. Some things I'm shown, you know, I was shown this is going to take years, but I didn't want to believe that it really was, because it was too hard for me to wrap my brain around. I probably wouldn't have been able to stick with what I've stuck with if I had understood that it truly was going to take years. And I don't know how many years before it will be done. But as I say that, I'm being shown the yellow boat, which yellow represents friendship, with all the toys wrapped up, and they're going home, they're going in. So maybe it is this year that it's wrapping up. It would be nice, but you know, Spirit said this morning, and they said that and I said that in that message, in that particular reading, don't be so stuck on rigid time frames and expectations. We have sometimes expectations that of a situation, and it's not what we have expected. But generally, it's always better. It's always better because it's Spirit, and Spirit knows what's best for us. But sometimes it's not what we think and what we hoped. In the end, it will be better for us, but sometimes we'll have to go through something that's very challenging. And what I recognized in dreams and what I have been shown was that somebody in my life chose to leave. I sent messages, and they didn't get the messages, apparently. I thought they did, but they didn't, and somebody blocked the messages, and they went off on their journey to find themselves, wanted to, you know, leave their life behind and try something new, and I wasn't told. I was shown it, but I wasn't told, and it's very difficult when you lose somebody, a friend like that, and they're just gone, and you don't know why and where they've gone. And it's taken, 3 years for me to be shown that it was not forced upon this person. It was their choice. But then I was shown that it wasn't everything they thought it was going to be, and it was very, very difficult for them. And they're probably still trying to break out of it. So many things. So the different decks that we're going to be working with, and everyone's going to be getting something different. It's just the way it is. We're working with the Crystal Tarot the Crystal Oracle, I'm sorry, by Tony Carmine Salerno. Ooh, we've got a hangers on. That's interesting. What do I do with that? You know what? I normally take the one from underneath it, don't I? And what I'm going to show you what the hangers on was, because it's still going on right now, clearly, because it's being brought up again. So it's the Storm Angel, and there's a clash of beliefs and decisions and attitudes and ideas. People are disagreeing with you, and you're being asked to, oh, that's interesting that they're both together. You're being asked to be yourself. Stand your ground. It will be challenging, but you need to be yourself and not be told that you should fit into someone else's mold. Go out and be your bold self. Stand in your integrity. It may hopefully for your sake get to the place where you can agree to disagree, but it might not be that case. It might be that you need to stand your ground, speak your truth, and leave. So those were the ones that popped out. I'll take the one that was supposed to be. So what decks did I tell you? So the Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno, the Oracle of Shadows and Light by Lucy Cavendish, what the Shapeshifter Oracle. Shapeshifters was being spoken about quite a lot in the reading that I shared today. You need to go watch it. It's on my Angels Whisper fan page or my personal page. You'll see it. It's a live feed. I'm wearing like I said, a Rastafarian hat and these glasses that are just ridiculous. God, I'm so glad I got different glasses. I totally looked like I was stoned. It's so funny. I knew that this would be the card. That's just a trip. Okay, so, and another hangers on. Well, you know what? Hold on a second. I have to do this differently because I picked too many. And I can't have, I just have to have one. And for a simple card, when they never end up being simple with me, I think I'll do Angel Answers because they're the simplest. I have a difficult time keeping it simple, stupid, and that's what I need to do. Spirit said. Less words. Okay, so we're ready to roll. No, we're not. Sorry. I'm gonna shuffle. I could put up a song and see if Spirit's got something for us. A little gambling is fun when you're with me. Russian roulette is not the same without a gun. And when it comes to love, it's not fun. If it's not rough, it isn't fun. Some people think that. So somebody's teasing and then pulling away. It's kind of like tantric sex. Withholding. I don't like withholding. I think it's fucked up and nasty. And I don't think that love should be rough emotionally. I think that's selfish, inconsiderate, and shows that you have insecurity. It's unkind. Let's do this quick. All right, we're ready to roll. So the first grouping is going to be the horse. So we're going backwards, right? What did I say? I said fire, water, air, earth. So we're going with earth. We're beginning with earth. And let me pull this here so I can use this as a little resting place. Okay, so at 17 minutes and 47 seconds in, we begin. Little brother and little sister. So it's interesting. Remember I was talking about outside how I talked about Lily and I called her the cousin. And that's what's going on in this message, that somebody here is feeling obligated or is responsible for taking care of someone younger than them. And what I watched in my dreams was I think it's probably a cousin child. But it doesn't matter what it is. Right now, it could be siblings. It could be friends that are younger than yours. You feel responsible for them. And it might be at this time that you are being asked to help. It's kind of like that little guy, Prince, that we took in and brought into this family to take care of him. And I had Liger and Lily, and there was fighting going on, right? They didn't like it because somebody else had to come in on the family. So this is about taking care of others who seem to need more than we do. And it can be a pain, especially when we're not paid for it. You know, it's difficult when we're being asked to do this. And also, you can reverse it. You know, when parents get older, they revert. It's almost like they become the child and you become the parent. I watched that happen. Even my dad was only 75, my stepdad, and that's what it was like. He was like the child and I was like the parent. It's funny, if I were to tell him this, he would flip his lid because the man is an extremely intelligent man, very, very successful businessman, and he would say, I certainly don't need any help. But he did, as far as relationships. He had never been out in the dating world. He didn't know what to do. And he looked to me, and I felt, wow, it was like, you don't but he'd been married his whole life, you know? He'd never been out there. And so now the roles were reversed. We find that a lot as our parents get older, and then as they get older and older, it is very much so. Like my landlord had to take care of his mother. He had to help her to the bathroom, had to change her diaper. I mean, it's very sad. They're in a place where they're very vulnerable, and they need us. Remember yesterday I said, don't, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, don't get mad. Remember, they helped you. Your father helped you walk when you couldn't even walk. Your mother fed you with a spoon and changed your diaper. Well, today, this morning, Liger wanted my attention. And he's a senior citizen. He's 12, and that's pretty old for a little animal. And he wanted my attention. He wanted it so badly. And I got mad at him. I yelled at him because he kept clawing at me, and I was trying to give him my attention to him, but I got mad at him, and it scared him. And I felt so bad, so I brought him over here, and I stopped, and I realized he's not going to be here all the time, and I need to give him my love. So this is just a message, a side message that comes forward. The people in your life aren't always going to be there. We aren't promised tomorrow. So spend the time with the ones that you love and have patience with them. And with little ones and younger ones than you. And like people that are awakening, I talked about this yesterday, people that are awakening and they don't understand things. We have to remember back when we first started waking up, and it was difficult. You know, and I talked about with my fish, coming out of a different environment into a new environment, it could kill them. It's so stressful. And sometimes you feel like you're going to lose your mind. When you leave your old lifestyle and you start awakening, you feel like you're going crazy. Some people have been put in mental hospitals. And sometimes, you know, we definitely lose patience with ourselves, but we have to remember the ones that have been working at it a longer time, to be patient with the ones that are coming up behind us. There's a lot that's going to be asked of us. So for you at this time, you might be asked to, who knows, it might be to care for an animal like I was when I was asked to take care of that cat that we came forward. It could be a younger student. It could be your parent. And it can be really annoying because when you're trying to help somebody and they hide, you know, where are you? And they're hiding. Like last night, Prince went out, not Prince, my landlord's other cat was running around, and it was dark, and we have coyotes here, and we were trying to find him and pull him in, and they were running around, and he was so frustrated. It took him 3 hours. I went out and helped him, and I got the cat. But I said, he was yelling for the cat. Yelling. And I said, don't yell at her. She's not going to come to you if you yell at her. She's going to be afraid of you. But he was so angry, and he kept yelling. And so I went and I found her, and she was scared. And I went up to the car, and I talked to her very gently, and I said, I have her. And he came bursting around the corner. He had been drinking. And I knew that that's probably why. And he was yelling and swearing, and it's been 3 hours I've been looking for this. And see, he wanted her safe. He did. He wanted her safe. But because of his drinking and his temper, he lost his patience, and he was screaming at her, and she was running from him. So it's the same thing as when people are coming in out of a difficult circumstance, and you go chasing after them. You can't chase them, and you can't yell at them. You have to gently coax them and bring them forward, and in a kind, loving way. And I told him, you know, she's not going to come to you when you scream at her like that. You need to calm down. And I smelled the alcohol on him then, and he came up into my room. Here, I'm going to shut my door because I don't want him to be hearing this. And also I need my own boundaries closed. I recognized what this problem was. You know, he closet drinks, and he was hiding his alcohol, and I thought, wow. You know, it was really, really strong. And he came and he sat up here on my patio. It was like 10:30 at night, and I was getting ready to go to bed. And I thought, okay, boundaries, you know. So, but that's kind of like a childish thing to do. And people, when you get under the influence of something, you act like a kid. You act stupid. So there's all kinds of different ways, you know, that this card is talking to us right now. And I had to be calm. I couldn't talk to him, you know, I couldn't lose my temper, and I talked to him, talked him down, basically calmed him down, talked to him for a few minutes, and then I said, okay, I got to go to bed now. And it's kind of like, you know, with older people, when they get older, I was watching another person, reader, and she was talking about how Spirit had woken her up in the middle of the night. She couldn't sleep, and she was told to get up and do a reading. And she said her grandfather was living with her, and he has Alzheimer's. And she said, you know, it's interesting. I had to, you know, they often get restless at night, and they walk, you know, at night. And she goes, so I helped him back to bed. She was gentle with him, helped him back to bed. But what she said, what I found very interesting was, even though his mind isn't here, he was always connected spiritually. She goes, I often know that when spirit wakes me up or there's something that's going on energetically, he is agitated, he's alert, he is connected. So even though these older ones in our lives may not be what they once were, we can still connect with them energetically, and they are still in there. That's why you talk to Alzheimer's patients. When people are in a coma, you talk to them. That's why when people aren't awake spiritually, you talk to them from your heart with love. You can guide people, and that's why also energetically we can reach people with love. Right then my phone flashed, so that's emphasis on that. You can reach people, and even if you feel they're going in a direction, like this morning I felt it wasn't going in a very good direction, but I could work with this person energetically and talk to them. And another message that I want to share that comes out because of the reading that the live feed that I shared today. I have found, and Spirit has shown me, and this is something you may want to know, is that you can help people and speak to them in your heart, but I have found that if you speak out loud, they hear you better. I know my twin hears me when I speak out loud. So talk to ones who even aren't in your physical presence, and you can affect change, whether this be a young person, whether this be a student, whether this be an adult, whether it be an animal. Talk out loud and keep your voice calm. Look at him now. He's relaxed. Hi, baby. He knew I was talking about him. Yeah, see? Because I know I love you. Yeah, I love you. See, your parents love you, and your animals love you, and your little ones love you. They just want to be shown love too. So we're being asked not to lose our patience and speak as calmly as we can, gently, because as I said, right, when I said that, he emphasized that. If you're coming out of a difficult situation, you're not sure where to put your footing, you're not for sure what to say, or maybe things are happening in your life, things are changing. Like Liger, he can't move around like he used to. He's sore, and he just wants love. It helps. And see, I'm looking at that. He's putting his hand on that card, and that's a message. Walk gently with your wild nature. Right? You get a lot more with honey than you do with vinegar. Okay, baby. So, at this time, patience is the word I'm hearing. So, whatever this responsibility that you're going to be given, if it's to a family member or to others' children, to students of your own, to your pets, there's going to be expectations of you at this time. And it's like a parental role. It's a caring role. And you're going to get frustrated and you're going to be annoyed, but there's going to be wonderful times that you're going to feel so grateful for having had this opportunity. And you're going to be able to discover the abilities that you have to set authority. Now think about it, and set boundaries. Like with my landlord, I have to set boundaries. I had to say, that's not appropriate, or this isn't okay. Then there's going to be times for fun. Caring for animals is fun. It's not fun when they run off in the middle of the night. Kids, when they hide on you, your loved ones, when they hide on you, it's not fun, but there's other times that are super fun, right? But it's a time of also that we learn. I learned a lot. I learned a lot by watching what happened with my landlord. He gives me a mirror of what I see another person in my life dealing with. Somebody in their life that's an alcoholic, who acts like a child, who has a temper, but is also very loving. So you're torn because, there's love there and there's goodness there. No one's inherently evil. But it's difficult. So it shows me that, and it gives me an understanding, and it teaches me patience. So maybe there's a sacrifice that you have to make. Spirit told me this last night in my dreams, and I didn't know what my sacrifice was. And I think it's my time with my twin. I've had to sacrifice because he needs to help another at this time. So maybe for you, there's a sacrifice that you need to take. Is it your time? Is it work that you have to do that you wouldn't necessarily have to do otherwise? It may not be obvious to you at first, but you're going to make a difference, and you have made a difference. Spirit says the delay that I'm dealing with, there's a reason for it, and I'll understand the blessing of it later. Sometimes we don't know until later what it is. Next message. That was a little long. Sorry. Recovery. See, somebody's in a period of recovery. As I said, there's somebody that's being helped, that's going through, somebody that may be dealing with addiction issues, somebody that may be physically not well, and so somebody's staying there to help them, as we were talking about. aid somebody who's not able to do for themselves what they would like to do. Recovery also talks about a time period and maybe what you're going through. It's a period of recovery, and your time period could be almost complete at this time. And it's challenging emotions that you're dealing with. It's your own physical recovery or your own emotional and spiritual recovery. As I said, coming out of the world into a spiritual life. It's a period of recovery and adjustment. Or maybe you've come out of a difficult situation, as I said, and you're recovering from it. It's challenging. And you need to regain your strength. It could be that you right now, you've come through something that's broken your heart. It's been really hard for you. I've been through this. And I need to be gentle with myself. That's why it's about relaxing on your emotional waters, taking it easy. The color yellow is friendship. So be your own friend first. And be around people. See the colors, the yellow? I'm getting that. Surround yourself with loving, gentle friends and energy. And she's in mudra pose. She's in yoga pose. Quiet, calm energy. Overseen by spirit. Surrounded by love and light. So, as I said, it may be that your recovery is almost complete. And Spirit wants you to say thanks to anyone and everything that's helped you, so that you can now get ready to plan the next stage of your life. And I'm looking at the horse, and the horse is about forward movement. And look at the color. It's like a yellowish color. And I'm looking, remember I said this was my grandmother's. Oh, hello. Look at the couple that came up and they flew right off. Remember, there may be your next adventure. Finches talk about a great deal of sudden activity. So there may be sudden forward movement with the horse. But as I said, there was a grandparent. This was my grandma's. So it might have been grandparent that was being cared for. They were tied up. They couldn't do it themselves, right? And it could have been someone that was crotchety. It could have been someone that was cranky, like Lily gets cranky. But they need your love. And maybe you were helping them recover. But it also, as I said, it also speaks about forward movement. What's the next forward step? And right then the finches came up. So the recovery was complete or almost complete, and it's about time to make your next forward move. Again, financial issues. So there's financial issues. Maybe you've had to stop your work and to take care of someone. Maybe that's what's happened. Or maybe it's caused financial issues for you because you've been caring for someone else. And you've been stressed out. But Spirit is here. This is forward movement. Spirit is telling you you're going to be taken care of. You're not to worry. There's going to be forward movement. You will be financially recovering because this is about recovery. It's almost complete. Okay, at 32 minutes and 45 seconds in, we have the next pile. And we're going to have the metal basket. The metal basket. It's woven tightly. It's very secure. It's very safe. It's very intricate. It's not straight. It's a little bit warped, but it's very special. And it holds very special things. So this is a time of personal growth. All the difficulties that you've been going through, they may have bent you. You're not broken, you're just bent. It could have been a love situation that was very painful for you that you've been recovering from, and you've kept yourself closed up. But the lid's able to come off now. And there's a red hawk feather in there to help you fly. And there's a crystal reminding you of your own worth. And the rose quartz that is telling you that you're surrounded with love. And also, love is the greatest healer of all. You don't need to stay locked up in your little basket. And you might be bent, but you're not broken. You're very resilient. Look how strong you are. Look how woven, you're woven very tightly. So maybe you need to relax. You're woven a little tightly, right? Take the lid off, let some fresh air in. You don't want to waste this time. All the things that you've learned on this lesson, you can put in this basket, right? You keep the lessons and you let go of the stress and strain. You keep what's precious in here. The lessons are precious. As you see in the Nautilus, it starts very small and it grows and it stretches, and sometimes it stretches you, right? And it bends, but you're able to bend without breaking because you're strong. Look at the light at the top. See how it's darker down here, but as it gets towards the top, it's light? You're reaching for the light. The light is also silver to me. Looks is gray hair, wisdom. You've got a lot of wisdom that you've learned, pearls of wisdom. The challenges. You may not be out of this time yet. You may be still in this difficult time. You may be, as I said, coming out of that difficult time, and that's why you've got the message of recovery. But recognize this is all a part of your growth process. And this one is a very gentle soul. Look at her. Or him, right? And people look at you and they think that you're very gentle. They might think you're a pushover. They might not like the fact that you have changed and that you are growing into something stronger. And they may, as I said with the first message, we had the hangers on, there may be a clash of beliefs. And you might be facing a challenge. Am I going to be able to handle the power that I have accrued? I'm recognizing the power that I have. Am I going to handle it properly? Yes, you will. At this time, you've got those pearls of wisdom. You've got the lessons that you've learned. You have grown. You've stretched. And you're being asked to move into a more senior role in your life. To be either a teacher, to share the gifts that you have. And there may be that there is a teacher coming to share the gifts that they have with you. Because a red hawk feather is in here. And the red hawk is a messenger. And the red hawk comes forward with loving lessons and learning to bring to you. So there may be a teacher stepping into your life to help you expand on your path. It's all part of your journey. Maybe you're having to open up, as I said. You're opening up. I got to here. It's all the same color, but then when I opened up, things lightened up. I'm having epiphanies. I'm having new. This is new learning. See how the silver is brighter. I'm ascending higher. And now there's more that I'm learning, and more is going to be expected of me so that I can blossom. And as I said, maybe I'm going to move on to help others. I hope that I will. That's what I'm meant to do. Every one of us are meant to do that. But there's abundance that's coming forward. You've got so much that you have grown and learned. And every time we get lessons that we have, then we turn them into growth. The Nautilus grows a little further. We stretch a little further, like this basket keeps stretching and leaning and stretching and leaning. It's malleable, but more is expected of us. To whom much has been given, much is expected. So we are always given more challenges. We can use this as a stool to sit upon, right? There's a lot of things that we can use, the lessons. We can stand upon that. And this is about growth, rapid growth. And as I said, when we grow quickly, we get stretch marks. This basket didn't stay straight, but that's okay. It's strong and it's resilient. You have responsibility. And right now, the words that they're giving you are dignity, truth, and wisdom. So stand in your dignity, stand in your integrity, speak your truth, and speak from the wisdom that you have gained. This is about taking yourself very seriously at this time. And you do this by listening to your intuition. Pay attention to what your higher self is telling you. Don't discard what you've been shown. Who spoke to me about that? Yesterday, somebody said to me, I've been hearing this. Actually, it was my friend. I spoke to you guys about my friend who wrote the beautiful tribute to her mother who had passed into spirit. And she was saying how I was telling her how my mother came to me in spirit. And her response, it was beautiful. I mean, her words are just incredibly eloquent. Oh my gosh. But she responded to what I said to her yesterday. And let me find it for you, because this is the truth of what Spirit is telling us, encouraging us. Because oftentimes we get stuff with our higher self and we don't listen to it. We don't believe in what our higher self is telling us. So let me share with you what she said to me. I had two different people. I hope I can find it. You know what? I'll just go to, how can I do it? Patty. I'll find it here. And I always feel that, I always feel that when I take a couple seconds to do this, that I'm taking way too long. And I look back later and I realize, no, you're not. Just relax. Patty. Hold on, I have to find her. She's from Patty and Jude. So it's Judy Ann. Okay, so here, this is what she said back to me. I read to you guys the comment that I left her. And she said, well, now I am the one with gentle tears falling. I feel the hole in your heart, regardless of how old we are, or how strong we are, or whom we have standing beside us. We see never ever prepared to be or equipped for the loss of the elder or the matriarchal tribe. I know I feel so adrift without Mom to anchor me. I find myself sailing in a rough patch at the moment and call her to me more and more. I know she's trying to connect and guide me, but my silly questioning pride and self-doubt is second-guessing her signs. It sounds to me that your mom would be walking with you also. You have such a beautiful and enormous heart, and your soul is radiant. That level of illumination has to come with help. So yes, I know she has never ever taken a step from your side. Love is so hard, isn't it? Even the greatest of great love stories always has a tragic ending when one ends up alone. Some days I wonder why we put ourselves through it, and then I feel the warm embrace of love or the smile in the eye of a friend and realize that all we can do is dance in the joy of the moment and never ever lose a second with those we love, because one day we won't have those seconds. Thank you so much for your beautiful message. I feel so blessed to know I can sit in the pain of this loss with you today. Never ever forget just how proud your mom must be of such a remarkable and wise daughter. Love to you. I know, of course, you can understand my response. Your words are beyond eloquent. I'm at a loss. Please don't doubt your mom's signs. She is trying to reach you. Trust what you pick up and feel. Nothing sadder than trying to reach someone and them not hearing you. She, of course, would be right with you as your heart is calling her. Her response, thank you so much for the encouragement, lovely. I know she would be with me, and I will let go and let it grow. Blessings on your shoulders. So often we don't want to believe in what our higher self is telling us. We speak about how we can connect with the ones that we love, whether they're here with us or across the world, or whether they've gone into spirit. But we need to trust what our higher self is saying. Well, I feel like that song means is an answer. It is. It is. You need to trust what your higher self is telling you. When your body gives you chills, it messages for you. It's accurate. You can't go wrong when you listen to what your higher self is telling you. Now, if you are speaking to a loved one and you're coming from your heart and you're saying, please hear me. I want you to know that I love you. And I need to know that you're hearing me. And then you turn on the radio and that song comes on and they're answering you back. Trust that that is their higher self speaking to you. They have felt your love. Whether you have that person back in your life again or not, they have received that love. Inside this basket is a rose quartz and a red hawk feather. Rose quartz, the strongest love of all, healing love. And the red hawk, a messenger. You are the messenger sending that love. And your higher self is sending that message back to you. Or they are. So trust in the feelings that you're experiencing right now. What you're picking up is accurate. You can guide your life by your intuition. Pay attention. You're receiving messages from your angels and from your highest self and from the ones that you love. The guidance that you're getting is very, very trustworthy at this time. Sex. I got sex on the brain. Good. Sex is good. I want your sex. That's the song by, what's his name? George Michael? I want your sex. Okay, so there's all kinds of different things going on. That's the first thing that came to mind for me. I want your sex. And there's nothing wrong with sex. It's awesome. It's the way you express yourself. To give yourself to somebody in that way is the biggest blessing that you can give another. It's your most intimate self. It's also very, very important that you don't just give sex to anyone, because you pick up the energy of anyone and everyone that they have ever been with. It's a sacred thing. There's boys that you can trust and girls that you don't. There's little things you hide and little things that you show. Sometimes you think you're going to get it, but you don't always. That's the way it goes. I won't tease you. I won't tell you no lies. Now, remember that song? I said I didn't like that song. Bad Romance, I think, or what was it? I don't know if it was Bad Romance. It was Poker Face. It was saying, basically, she was going to tease him and get him hard, and then, and it was rough. You know, sex, it isn't fun unless it's rough. And I said, it's not fun to be rough with love. Now, you can get wild with your sex if you want, but we're talking about love here. Don't confuse sex with love. It's not the same thing. If it's love, they won't tease you. They won't tell you lies. So this one, I won't tease you. I won't tell you lies. I've waited so long. Now that we're friends, everyone's got patience, and here's where mine ends. Well, friends, remember yesterday it said friends first. It's important. I want your sex. It's playing on my mind. I really love to know. I don't want you to tell me that you're going to regret it. It's something, it's natural. It's something good. It's something we should do. Listen to this. It's natural. It's chemical. It's logical. It's sensual. But most of all, it's something we should do. Me and you. It's natural. It's good. Not everyone does it, but everyone should. Sex is fun. It should be fun. And it's best when it's one-on-one. I'm not your father. I'm not your brother. Talk to your sister. I'm a lover. Right? Now, what's dirty? What do you consider dirty? It's whatever you do consensually behind the privacy of your own doors is your business and shouldn't be judged by another. Don't you think it's time you had sex with me? That's what I got because I love you. Let me hold you. I want your sex, baby. Will I ever see it? Will it ever happen? You and I together. That's what I get when I get that message. Okay, at 46 minutes and 54 seconds, we move to the next pile. Oops, sorry, this isn't the right one. I'm going backwards. I forgot. This is the DragonLighter. So come on, baby, light my fire. Is the first thing that I got, right? This dragon wants you to light their fire. Let the dragon loose. Okay, let's see what this message is. This is a crystal oracle. Stichtite in Serpentine. Interesting, Serpentine and a dragon. To me, that's healing. Right? You think of a serpentine, you think of a snake. So that's healing. And I'm looking at the colors of love and healing, and I'm looking at the colors of truth and speech, which is blue. There are specific messages for specific crystals. We know when we look up these crystals, they all mean something, but I am also reading intuitively. So what you're looking at here is interesting. I'm seeing shapes in here. I see a chameleon. I see the leg here. I see a leg here. I see a leg here. I see a leg here. Here's the body. There's the tail. This is the head. And there's the eye. But you know what? That one's on top of another one. There's sex happening there. Could be in my mind. Maybe I got sex on the mind. I guess so, because I resonated with that card. But right now, there is love and healing with this green. And the Stichtite in Serpentine, this crystal is talking about fear and negative thoughts that are preventing you from moving forward. They're preventing you from enjoying your life. I wish this would stand on its own. See, that's a message. This dragon's not... There you go. You can do it. It was difficult for them to stand on their own, but they did it. You can do anything you set your mind to. So your fear is blocking. It's blocking you. It's making your life feel boring and dull. And your creativity is blocked because of fear. So you can choose this, or you can choose to change it. And as I said, there's so much love and healing. So start choosing to love and trust the universe instead of being afraid of it. The universe knows what we need. We spoke about meditation earlier. It brings you to a place of calm and relaxation. See? Calm and relaxed. Spirit loves us, and they want us to calm ourselves. Sit quietly in meditation and ask for this healing energy. Look at this color. Look at the overwhelming green. Healing and love. Ask for that healing power to fill you. and heal you. I always ask, when I talk to the Father and I ask him when I'm low and I say, Father, please fill me with healing, unconditional love. That's what I ask for, healing, unconditional love. Fill me with that. Visualize. And it's funny because in the reading, the live feed that I keep telling you guys to watch, it's so awesome. I'm telling you, my higher self was on fire. It was incredible. I was wearing that Rastafarian hat, and look, I'll show it to you. It's okay, baby. This is the hat. And it's got a rainbow. And I was saying, look at the colors of the rainbow. And ask for the healing. First you see the passion, then you see I can do anything I set my mind to, and then the green is the healing. Look what's on the outside. It's black, it's dark. Whatever dark is coming against you, your fear, your doubt, your worry, or anything on the outside, that's on the outside. You are surrounded by this healing. First healing. I am worthy, I'm capable. I love myself, and it fills me with passion. But look how the yoga frog is sitting in a position of lotus position. And in front, this is the candle. So light the candle, light a candle, go into meditation, surround yourself with that healing energy. Imagine that healing energy going in, and anything that's negative on the outside gets burned off, and it's protected from coming in on you. I spoke about that today, and that, see, everything that comes up to me for a reason. It needed to be brought into this reading. For those who don't go and watch that live feed. So interesting that I see those chameleons in there. And now I see another. I see a fish now. An eye here and an eye here, and there, its mouth is open in the body. And this is a bluegill, and this is a bluegill. It's a bluegill. And there's its tail. It's swimming in its emotional waters, but it's very healing. The eyes are blue. Oh, that's a beautiful message. Thank you, Father. My eyes are blue too. So are my twins. Blue-eyed fish. I'm a Pisces moon, and he's a Pisces. Swimming in their emotional waters, full of love and healing. That's beautiful, beautiful message. Now I see that. What do you see? That's what I see. That's what my higher self wants me to see. The two. The chameleon, somebody who may be hiding behind something, pretending to be somebody else. They're healing. Maybe that's why. They need to take it slow. They're healing. They're swimming in their emotional waters, but they're filled with love, and they're surrounded in healing. What do you see in here? Isn't it interesting? I generally don't like abstract paintings, but I'm seeing so much in here. First, I saw the two having sex, right? And it was, so maybe there's an issue. So as soon as I said that, I saw it again. Here's a little one here on top of this one. Was there an issue with sex? Was there something that was done that you have to heal from? A sexual experience? Was there child abuse? Was there sexual abuse? Who knows what's going on? But there's healing. There's the largest part of this message is the healing that's surrounding there. So you imagine yourself being infused with that beautiful healing light, and practice that and transform the negative, fearful energy that you have into positive thoughts. You are a dragon. You are taming the dragon within you. Do you have, oh wow, I just got sexual addiction. That song, I Want Your Sex. A sex addict. You're healing from something. That is a lack of something inside of you, that you have an addiction towards that. There's something you're trying to heal. There's so many different things, so many different people that watch these readings. So everything I get has to come out. It's about detoxifying your thoughts. Maybe you're looking at sex in a rough way. It has to be rough. Maybe that's all you've ever known, right? Do you like it rough? I like it rough. Maybe that's all you've ever known. You've never actually ever been and experienced sensual, sexual, sacred bliss. I was told that by somebody once. That's all he's ever had. And he says, well, I hurt people. When I have sex, I hurt them. Why? I said, why? Does it make you feel good to hurt them? And he said, no. I said, would you want to hurt me? And he said, no. But that's just what I'm like. He goes, I'm cruel. And I said, well, you're telling yourself that. And you have clearly never known a sacred sexual union. Because it doesn't have to be painful. You don't have to hurt somebody to get pleasure. You don't have to get pleasure. You have pleasure. What is it? Pain to get pleasure? It also doesn't have to hurt you to have sex emotionally. It's not, you have to let go of the negative, whatever the feelings were. Maybe something that has happened in your life so that it's painful for you. Maybe there's a memory. You're working through this, and it's very difficult, and you have to have patience with yourself, because you're taming this dragon within. The dragon, which could be a memory, that dragon that did something to you, or a dragon that's your fear, or you are the dragon that you're trying to tame. Who knows? All these meanings are coming out in this reading. Strange that it all went towards sex, but it did. Whatever it is, for you, it may not be about sex. It's just, but think about sexual energy, our sacral chakra, the seat of sexual energy. That's the greatest motivating force that we have. The drive to procreate. In the animal kingdom, in humans, it's the drive. It's also, that's how they show themselves. That's how they show their feelings. You may feel that he's not being sensitive. He just wants sex. No, that's how he expresses himself. So maybe there's a healing that needs to take place, a discussion, a conversation. But maybe it's not about that. Maybe it's about your creativity, your sexual energy that you're trying to harness. And you maybe have a fear about moving forward with something, and Spirit's asking you to channel that, tame that dragon, and channel that energy in the direction that you need it to go. Meditation brings answers. I jumped ahead of myself, so we won't have to, go too long on this one. But there you are. Go into meditation. Pull the colors in. The colors of the rainbow, the healing. You will get your answers in meditation. Maybe the answers that you're looking for. You're racking your brain trying to figure things out, but Spirit's telling you you're not going to get your answers from the outside world. You're going to get your answers in meditation. It's going to come in a time that you're not trying to figure it out. When you're washing your car, when you're cleaning your house, when you're doing your laundry, washing your boat, watering your plants, working your garden, when you're on a walking meditation like I do. That's where answers come when it's not your ego mind, your brain. You may be a very intelligent person, but you're stumped right now. You're at an impasse, and you're not going to get it from your intellectual mind. The solutions are coming from inside of you. Also, a lot of times, the choices that you make are not logical. It isn't logical. What is your heart telling you? You need to trust your heart. What is your intuition telling you? Not what your mind has told you, because your mind only knows what happened yesterday. It only knows how to press rewind and play what happened before. It doesn't know what's coming tomorrow. But your soul knows what's in your highest good. You're being led by the light of your soul. This is the light of your soul, which is connecting with the divine. So listen to what your soul is telling you. It may be that you're getting your messages in your dreams. That's where I get most of mine come in dreams, animals, and song. But I get messages in visual, like pictures, right? So in your meditation, you may see visions. You may see colors. You may read auras and see something else. In this right now, I'm seeing a head. This is the head. This is the nose. This is the mouth. This is the chin. And inside, the light is coming. The light is turned on. But the light is not turned on logically. It's turned on by going within in meditation. Your subconscious mind. This is the time when answers come to you from unlikely sources. Sources that you can't explain. You may have an idea, a plan, and you can't explain it to someone else because it came to you in a way that it's an epiphany. You just know what you're meant to do and why you're meant to do it. And sometimes maybe you're sure why you're doing it. Like the song yesterday, listen to your heart. I don't know where you're going and I don't know why, but listen to your heart before you tell him goodbye. That's why Spirit was telling me yesterday, just wait. What's your heart telling you? Your mind is telling you other things. You're afraid of something and you want to walk away, but listen to your heart. So is there something that your heart is wanting from you, wanting you to do, but your mind is telling you something different? Go into meditation and find your answers. And what it is, it's a fear of commitment. This is the second time, and I brought this up again in the beginning of this reading, and this is the one. And I shuffled this away. I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled and shuffled it away, and it came out again. And so your mind is telling you that you're afraid. Your mind. Maybe you're afraid of sex because of what happened. Or maybe you want sex, but you're afraid of commitment. And I will tell you, I won't have sex without commitment. To me, it's a sacred thing. It's sacred. It doesn't mean you're going to marry me tomorrow. It means I don't sleep with someone who's sleeping with other people. You're with me, I'm with you. So now you have a fear of commitment, or maybe I have a fear of commitment because this has come up. I have to ask myself this too. I am the dragon. However, I know who this was assigned to. So my dragon is afraid of commitment. My dragon may only want sex and is afraid of commitment. But he won't have it from me. Now, it could be there's a fear of commitment because of issues regarding sex. I'm not good at this. I might hurt you. I've tried this before, and there's There was a problem. So what happens? How do you deal with fear? Love. Love overcomes everything. Love heals bullies. Love heals anger. Love heals fear. You come from a place of understanding and of love. Meditation is a way to overcome your fear. Why am I afraid? What is it that I'm afraid of? What happened that's made me afraid? I'm surrounded with love and healing. Maybe I am healing. I had a fear of commitment. It was only sex before to me because I had a fear of commitment, but I'm healing. Because you can do anything you set your mind to. So at 1 hour and 44 seconds in, this reading is complete. Again, 44, the same number that we stopped yesterday with, and the number 44 being emphasized again, that the angels are giving you extra comfort, love, and support right now. Ask them for help with everything and listen to their guidance through your intuition. I love you guys. Have a beautiful Saturday.